Werribee versus Northern Bullants. Werribee, A. Johnson, 1 vote. Werribee, H. Garoni, 2 votes. Werribee, D. Brew, 3 votes. That concludes round 17.
The Tigers, number 29, has averaged almost 2 votes per game to this stage of the season, remarkably. So Boyd Woodcock polls 2 votes in the Sharks' 1-point loss to the Zebras in round 17. Remembering Southport have their final bye of the season in round 20, so they only have 3 games remaining. The gap between first and second in the count is currently 11 votes. So with that in mind, Dom Brew's lead in the JJ Liston Trophy count is unassailable. So with that in mind, Sam, I think we can probably break with convention 17 rounds in.
That concludes the JJ Liston count. I declare the winner of the 2024 JJ Liston Trophy from the Werribee Football Club, Dom Brew.
We'll reveal our final tallies in a moment, but I'd like to welcome forward the 2023 JJ Liston Trophy winner, Brisbane's Jared Lyons, to stage to present the award to our 2024 recipient. As Dom and Jared make their way forward, please cast your eyes to the screens around the room and relive a remarkable journey to the 2024 JJ Liston Trophy.
Dom Brew said to have his 10th of the quarter. By Marnie, puts it up in the air, Downey. Brew. Wonderful work on the 1-2. Balling around. Brew, quick kick out of the back. He's got it.
It was a free kick. Either way, the Tigers will have it and go inside 50. Brew, the superstar.
Allow Jared Lyons to do the presentation, the handover, if you will, of the JJ Liston Trophy to our winner, Werribee's Dom Brew. Thanks, Jared, and well done on an outstanding season yourself. A round of applause, please, for Brisbane Lion Jared Lyons. He's had an incredible career at AFL and VFL level and will hopefully continue for at least a couple more weeks. You can take a breath. Dom Brew becomes the 7th Werribee Tiger to win the JJ Liston Trophy. He joins quite a list. Anthony Eames in 1991, Paul Satterley in 1995, Michael Frost in 98, James Podsiadly in 2008, Ben Ross in 2012, and Tom Gribble, his beloved teammate, in 2019 and 2022. He polls the equal highest total in a JJ Liston Trophy since Sam Mitchell, then a Box Hill Hawk, polled 31 votes in 2002, and Dom's 31 is just one short of Werribee's Michael Frost's record-setting total of 32 in 1998. Dom polled in 14 games in the end, 7 best on grounds, 3 twos and 4 ones from the umpires. It's the biggest winning margin in the Liston since Shane Valenti's 10-vote victory in 2011. Tom Gribble, incidentally, winning it by 8 in both 19 and 2022. Dom played 18 games. He was in Jimmy Allen's best players on 11 occasions. He led the VFL in contested possessions, hard ball gets, clearances, tackles, and inside 50s. He averaged 28 possessions, 10 clearances, 9.5 tackles, 5.5 inside 50s, and 5 score involvements per game. 2 goals against Coburg in round 16 is the highest ranking game of his career with 208 champion data ranking points. He was the VFL captain this season against the Sandful. He played his 100th game in the competition in round 11 against Frankston after a debut in round 9, 2017 against the Bull Ants. 13 votes last year, tied for 13th behind Gribble and Manor. He's our Liston Trophy winner this year. A round of applause for Dom Brew, a remarkable season. You're that good? I need a drink after reading all that out. What were the expectations coming here tonight? You have been on the radar of, I think, everybody who watches this competition for weeks, if not months, thinking you'd be in contention, but what was it like coming here tonight?
It's pretty relaxed.
You look it.
I'm a bit nervous up here, but no, I just thought I told Jimmy at the start of the year I was going to win it, so I'll just leave it at that. Yeah.
So was that your first sit down, or was that something a little bit closer to round one where you declared it?
No, I told him I was having a few set shots at training in pre-season, and he said, "What are you kicking goals for?" And I said, "I'm going to win the Liston." And he goes, "You're going to have to kick a goal a game," and I didn't kick a goal a game, but I got a gym, so how's that?
So take us back to 2016. You hail from the border region, playing your footy for a number of clubs around the border, including North Albury, where you won a best and fairest that season. You're under a star player and then coach in Jason Ackermanis. Your junior teammate and then senior teammate at the Hoppers at the time was Sean Manor, and we know he's gone on to do magnificent things at AFL level in recent weeks, and we hope his AFL season perhaps gets extended by a few more days. But you got picked to play in a Vic Country under-19 team against the Amos. You had to come down to Melbourne, but you had a pretty unusual pre-match preparation. Take us through what happened prior to that game.
Yeah, well, you done your research here. On our way down there, me and Dad actually got in a car accident, and it was pretty bad. We were both all right, which was the main thing. But rode off Dad's car just out Craigieburn there near the exit, and we were stuck on the highway for about half an hour, and then Mum and the cavalry were behind us. They come and picked us up at the servo, and I was 2 hours late for training. It was like one of the only rep sides I made as a junior, so it wasn't a good first impression, but I had a good excuse, but so it was all right.
The ultimate excuse. But you went on and played well in that game, and is that in some respects an experience that's helped you through your time in the VFL, where regardless of what challenge or what adversity, including hailstorms on Saturday, comes your way, the harder it is, it seems, the better you are?
Yeah, I just, every time I go out there, I'll probably, I don't know, there's probably some psych out there with what people play with and all that, but I just play, I just don't want to let anyone down. That's my thing. It gives me great pride to pull on the jersey every week for Werribee, and I didn't get it easy at the start. I had to do the development league, and had a few tough conversations with the coach then, Johnny, about where I was at, and once I just got that opportunity, I wasn't letting anyone take it away from me, and that's just sort of how I try to approach my game week in, week out.
So after the car accident game, you play 2 games in the development league while you're still a North Albury player. One's with Werribee at the end of July, the other's with Coburg at the end of August. You then come to the end of the year and you've clearly got a choice to make. What was the inkling? What pushed you the way of Avalon Airport Oval? It was pretty naive. I just sort of come down. I didn't realise the whole Melbourne VFL sort of setup. I was really just, all I knew was the Ovens and Murray, nothing else. I played that. I was lucky enough to play that game with Werribee and Coburg, and both were very welcoming. But I ended up going with Werribee because they were able to get me a job. I was an apprentice carpenter, so they were able to find me some work, and I was lucky enough to move in with Matty Brett to start off with, who was a past player as well, and Nathan Larissy. So, they really accommodated for me off the field, which was really important because I wasn't going to leave my job back home because obviously finishing school and not going to uni, doing an apprenticeship and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah. I think wearing number 84 in that first VFL Development League game was Sean Manor.
Yeah.
What's it been like of recent times to see him elevate and do what he's doing, but then you've clearly taken your game to another level? Is that something you guys talk about a lot, to go, can you believe how things have unfolded in the past 8 years?
Yeah, it is. There's always been real good, healthy competition between me and Sean. We play junior footy against each other, and then obviously end up at North Albury together, and it's been unreal. It's been unreal to share the journey with him, and then we end up obviously at Werribee together last year, and have the last couple of years, and have the year that we had. Unfortunately, we just didn't get there in the end, but I'm not surprised. The bloke's that dedicated, and he in a funny way, he's my biggest driver, because we're always trying to one-up each other, aren't we? But I think he's winning that race at the moment, so.
Well, we'll see what happens this weekend. How much has your time dabbling in mixed martial arts helped your footy, do you think? It looks like you often treat a clearance like it's in the octagon.
Yeah. Well, obviously it wasn't back home, and I'm sure there's a few country boys in here. If your old man's not a part of some sort of footy fraternity, it's pretty hard to get a lick at the action in any of the rep sides. So I used to go down to the boxing gym with Dad and Dad's best mate John, and while a few of the other boys were doing all footy stuff, I'd be just there mucking around. I loved it. It was great. It taught me a lot of good things, and taught me a lot about hard work and really how to pick the best from each sort of section of whatever you're doing and put them together. So, yeah.
What's the drive been like over the last 51 weeks from such a incredible season last year? It was two generational teams meeting in a grand final, and there was unfortunate circumstances that someone wasn't going to walk away with all the spoils. But what's that been like? Has it been something that's been sitting in the pit of your stomach and the back of your mind literally every day since, to try and drive and get back to where you are ahead of Sunday?
Yeah, absolutely, Nigel. It's been that was real hard last year, and I took that. I've said it before, but I took it extremely personally. I didn't think I performed, and I felt like I let the boys down. And then obviously what happened with Tommy and Matt and Sods and Ports and a few of the other boys moving on, and that just been the natural progression. In a way, I sort of took that personally as well, because I was like, well, we're so close with what we got. But I don't know if I sort of shouldered it or tried to put it on me back, but I just thought that I sort of treated it as if I was responsible to sort of get us back on track. So I had a big off season. I dropped a fair bit of weight, and just sort of really, my missus actually thinks I've got an eating disorder and something like that, because I've really tightened up the diet. But
it was that bad?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't think it was, but apparently it was. But so I really tightened up in a few areas, and just got to work, and I just doing my apprenticeship under Tom and Matt, and leaving the void that they left, and being with Jack and Whitey and Smithy now, a few young boys in there. I just sort of try to grab it with both hands, and to be honest, they've let me do that and haven't even back chatted me, which is probably don't give them a chance to, but I just try to take it with both hands, mate.
Extend on that, if you will, the void that was left by some of those aforementioned players who've gone to other areas, to see a group of young players who've come in, much like you did in 2017 and 18, and not just filled the void, but perhaps taken things to another level at the football club. That must be something, as captain and a veteran of the football club, that you've just enjoyed seeing grow over the year. Yeah,
it's been unreal. Like I said, the boys that left, there was a lot of VFL experience, and they'd played a lot of footy, and they'd left a gaping hole. But we've had a few of these boys, and they've, great recognition tonight, getting some awards. And even, I know Jack didn't get in the team, but Red's had a tremendous year as well. He's been in our development list. We got Dalhouse as well, and Flinny Young, and even Big Jono. He's had a bit of an injury setback, but to get a few games together, just to see boys like that really take the next step that I believe they could. Even Sammy, Sammy, I got a bit of soft spot for Sammy and Jono. They're both from back home, and I got a fair bit to do with them. But just to see them take the next step, and they're not exactly filling the void, but they're playing their own way, and they're sort of going to a different, which is great. They're making it their own, and they're doing a bloody great job, and that's just unreal to see as a leader. And it's everything I hoped that they would do, and they're doing it, so it's good.
Dom, come into the lectern, hang on to the mic. The moment's yours to thank and acknowledge whoever you want to after a remarkable season of footy.
Thanks, mate. Firstly, Steffi, you've been with me most of the way here since moving down from Albury. You're me rock, darling. Your footy IQ's not quite there, which is fantastic. I can come home and have had an absolute mare, and you tell me I was best on ground, and then have a way of making me think that I was sort of all right. But I can't thank you enough. You're always there for me, and I'm sure that the other partners in the room, that, like I said, it's not easy. You work all day, long days, and you do all the cooking and the cleaning and all that, so it's pretty good. But I'm very, very grateful for you, Stefan. I'm incredibly lucky to have you, and you just mean the world to me, darling, and I just love you so much, so thank you. And couldn't go past mum and dad. Mum obviously raising us and being a huge support. Just number one fan really, and my old man who travels 3.5 hours each way from Albury every week, wouldn't miss a game. Just your support, mate, means the world, and got plenty of feedback as a junior on how I was going, and now I just can't put a foot wrong, so appreciate it, Dad. Steph's parents, Kay and Pete, when I come down, I was a bit of a lost puppy at times, and thankfully I met Steph, and they go around there for a cooked meal once a week or so, and thanks for taking me in, and really appreciate you guys for that, and yeah, couldn't thank you enough. Probably would be a bit rude if I didn't thank Ange Christoforo and Mark Stone. They were the ones that sided me down at that day at Craigburn, and put me on to the Werribee Footy Club. Ange also then followed up by sponsoring me, being my first player sponsor for the first 5 years, and I think it's, as local footy, you know, you need the player sponsors and they actually pay for everything. So I thank you heaps for that, Ange. And then probably move on to Johnny, Choco and Mick, my past coaches. You've all been fantastic, all had a hand in helping me to become where I am today. And yeah, there's a very special bloke on that table there, Mark Penaluna. You're just the heart and soul of the joint, mate. What you did for me, I know at times it was hard. I wasn't ideally easy to deal with either. They always used to give you the phone to call me if they needed to cool me down. But, mate, what you've done for me, I'll never be able to thank you enough, mate. Whenever I was in trouble or needed anything, you're always right there, and you're always more, and you do that for anyone, and you give the shirt off your back to any one of us boys, mate, and I just appreciate you so much, and hope you do you proud every week I run out there for the club, so I can't thank you enough for that, Mark. And probably lastly, just the footy club, Martin, Ian, Mick and the rest of the board. We've got such a fantastic club and facility, and training's that easy, to be honest with you, because I've got great volunteers like Jimmy's here tonight, Jimmy, Dougie and Joey. Like I just got to rock up with me footy boots. Jimmy's got the jumpers washed and cleaned and they're ready to go, and Dougie gives me a few snakes from the lolly box and ready to rock and roll. So can't thank you boys enough, and just me teammates, you're all, I know I'm extremely hard on you sometimes and I can be a bit of a pain in the ass, but I just believe in you boys so much, and I'm just extremely grateful to be up here, so thank you.
I think I speak on behalf of everyone gathered in this room, everyone who's tuning in via the live stream, anyone who loves this competition or maybe just loves the game and has stumbled across you across the course of this season. You're an incredible ambassador for the modern VFL, for your football club, your town and where you've come from, North Albury and the other clubs around that region that have helped give you your start, but also you've made your family really proud. Congratulations, this is so richly deserved for all your hard work, and all the best for Sunday. We know you're going to certainly put your name and your club's name in lights as well. Our JJ Liston Trophy winner for 2024, everybody, Dom Brew.